Looking at American Airlines today, we can see that in the big grand scheme of things, we are relatively high compared to uh, the highs of 2015. You can see that we're retesting these areas here from 30, excuse me, 43.57 up to 48 and 13 on the weekly time frame. And we really have failed to break $50 here over the course of the previous last year and this year. So looking at price stalling out there in that brown zone and then price coming down, I'm expecting for things to continue on to the downside for American overall. Just the way that the price action is lining up here, it looks like we have a nice little trend line that we can put into place, and we'll see how that potentially plays out here overall. Looking at the daily time frame, again, the same type of thing is going on here that you can see that was on the weekly. It looks like we're pushing down. We found resistance over here at 46.54 up to 48.13. Found a good little resistance, and then we've gapped down today, which is really hard. So I'm looking for price to continue to the downside into the 38.75 area as this stock falls here. So this coming week, I would like to see a continued push to the downside, maybe a little bit of a retracement to fill some of this gap, but overall, I'm still very bearish. Looking at Delta here today on the weekly, you can see that price has really stalled out here over the past year at 52.77 and this nice little chocolate zone up there, and it looks like we are going to be coming down into like the 42 down to $40 area here before too long on the weekly time frame. So give it just another couple weeks. I'm looking for this thing to continue to the downside overall, and I'm sure many of you are aware of all the drama happening in the airline industry right now. So I'm looking for price to continue to fall from a technical aspect more over than a fundamental or a news-based driven type of thing. It just looks like these airlines have room to the downside, so let's go ahead and jump on board to the downside. Looking at the daily time frame here, you can see that we have pushed a little bit to the upside, but again, I'm looking very bearish overall. So looking at 42 down into the 41 area. So I think that could happen easily over the next week. Is us we could see price down there at 42. That level looks like it's going to cause a little bit of support just because it's a nice little aqua level down there, but won't be surprised for it just to hold just a little bit and then continue to fall to the downside into the $40 area.